We're live. What's up, Jennifer?
Good morning. How are you?
I am fantastico, recovering from some intense travel, having fun out there in the real world. How are you, sister?
I'm good. I'm good. I definitely didn't have the week you had. You were jet setting all over the place. That's my next week. That's not this week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I had a string. I was with the Austin COP. I was in Dallas with Dynaten, Tally Riggins last week, I was in Kansas City with J.E. Dunn and in Mississippi with ICM. So I've been like everywhere.
I mean, when you're like a hot commodity, that's how it happens. You have to spread yourself out a little bit.
Yeah, it was a damn good time though with awesome people. But I needed some me time and I finally got my rest. So we are here today.
Yes. What are we talking about today, Jess?
Well, there's this little idea of you can be right and still lose. And so for all our folks out there in the omniverse, like this, we are going to be triggering some introspection this morning.
Yes, very much.
Which this was, the fallout of the after party that we had, which I think, again, like there's a lot of stuff to look at, and hopefully we'll identify some things that for real, like there's probably some behaviors that you have as an individual, meaning you out there in the omniverse, even the lurkers, that are getting in the way of you achieving and growing in the direction that you want to. And so we're going to talk about that stuff, but not until we do the housekeeping, Jen.
Yes, and we say hi to some people.
Yeah. We got the early, look at it. We got Mr. Eric Gibson. What's up, Eric? Coming in from Canada. Man, we're going international right out of the gate.
I know, right off the bat.
Mr. Edmund, indeed.
He's all over. He's a rock star.
And then old faithful Mr. Jim, I got to hang out with. Thank you, Jim, for trusting me to put me in front of all your people. Hopefully they haven't run wild since then. Well, yeah, we got some people coming in. So, Jen, what is this blue heart thing?
Okay, so as we're getting started, if you're out there and we are coming across your feed and you're wanting to know what's going on and what are we up to, if this is the first time you've seen our beautiful smiley faces, we're talking to you. If you've seen us before and you're tuning in and you're still not sure, like, I haven't really engaged with them, but I like their content, I like what they're doing, we're talking to you too. And those of you that maybe have been hanging out with us and took a break and now you're back, we're talking to you. If this is the first time that you've engaged with us or it's been a while, we're asking you to put a blue heart in the comment. That's it. We're not asking for anything else right now, because what that does is it signals to us that we need to connect with you. We need to engage with you, but it also signals to our tribe, which is all the people that we get to hang out with, and they're really cool, to also connect with you and your content and stuff like that. So blue heart, that's all we're asking for if you've not done anything else with us. So that will get you engaged with our people. But it also, anytime you put any comments, even a little emoji, it gives you, it gets you into the randomizer. And Jesse, what do they get when they get in the randomizer?
The randomizer, if they get selected at the top of the hour, we'll hit the randomizer. It's a kind of a raffle system, digital raffle thing. But if your name gets selected, you will get a 1-month pass to Emotional Bungee Jumpers and Cultivation Crew, where what we do is work on them leadership skills that you really don't have time, or there's not really a book to go read on and practice. Angela was our latest victim, Angela and Cameron from Dynaten. Hopefully, if they're here, they'll let you know, maybe give you a warning of what to be ready for. But it's all about helping us serve the people in front of us better and become better versions of ourselves. So drop the comments, drop the blue hearts like Miss Michelle is dropping. I love it. Oh man, we got a bunch.
I know.
All right, so let's see who we got. Mr. Christopher again, repeat offender. What's going on, brother? Welcome back. Coming in from Nashville. Miss Jackie. Hey, Miss Jackie. I got
Jackie's
to interview
Blue Heart.
her.
I think she's a Blue Heart. I haven't seen her before. So welcome,
She's
Jackie.
been here before, but still attack her, folks. She's
attack her.
Follow her. We did a recent, I interviewed her on my podcast, on the Learning to Missteps podcast. And she fixed me with all my relationship issues.
Oh, well, thank you, Jackie, for helping.
Oh, we got somebody coming in from YouTube land. I can't read that, but we'll see. They drop in an L. We got another one says LOL. Yes, LOL. Be ready for some more, maybe LOLs and a little bit of tears. We got Mia Umanzor says, hi, Angela. Oh, we got Miss Sarah. Man, we got to celebrate Sarah. She has made a big, giant move, like a life move. And she's fixing to make big, giant waves and like them ripples of impact. What do you think, Jen?
I completely agree. I'm super excited. And I'm glad she's here today because she always gives very insightful comments and adds to our conversation.
100%. Oh, look, and we got Mr. Goodrich. What's up, Goodrich? He says, good morning, coming in from Washington State. Lucas Fish Guy, he says, hi. What's going on, man? That's awesome. And we got Miss Maya saying, thank you. See, look, Jackie ain't scared. She says, tack away.
Bring it. We like that.
Yeah. All right. So, folks, just a reminder, as we're going, please share your insights, your objections, drop your comment, drop an emoji, whatever one to contribute. Because like these conversations, they're fun. Like it's awesome, but they're awesomer because of the questions and the insights that you bring to the conversation. Last time, I don't even think we got to the third question because we always have a plan.
We have a plan. We have questions that we want to get to, and then depending on y'all, sometimes we just stay with certain questions because the content's too dang good. Yes,
100%. And connect and support. Man, look, we got Miss. Man, there's still. We got Sai. She says, good morning, Mr. Denver Waters. What's up, my brother? Repeat offender. Who else we got? Okay, I think I've got everybody so far. I've got a good morning from Sai. Hi, good morning. Thank you for joining. All right, Jen. So again, does this even make sense? You can be right and still lose.
Yes.
Like, what's that all about?
To me, where this hits me the most is those conversations where you're talking to somebody, and when you feel like you have to prove your point and you have to be right and they have to acknowledge that you're right, else you can't move on. It delays what's next. Where if sometimes you can go, I hear them, and I may not agree with them. And I may even disagree with them, but by me just saying, okay, I respect your opinion, and we just keep moving, it doesn't halt things. It's in that vein for me.
Yeah. Okay. So when you and I were talking about this, it reminded me of many, many debates, arguments that I've been in where I couldn't let go of a technicality of what they didn't hear or summarize or repeat in what I said. And I kept hitting it like, no, that's not what I meant. No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. That's not what I meant. That's not what I said. And I ended up winning. Like this, yes. But it totally killed the momentum of the conversation. And a lot of times, what's that?
In the connection.
Yes, it severed the connection. And so, clarification. Saya says, I'm a boy. My bad. Awesome. Thank you for the clarification. Look, we're getting some love already. She says, I like you guys' videos. Thank you. From Maya. And so it took a long time. The way I framed it to like help myself like get out of my own way was don't sweat the small stuff. Right? Like don't sweat the small stuff. And obviously, I got my highlights now, Jen. So I've got some years on me. But I couldn't reconcile that back in the day. Like I had to win like, and be super clear and have agreement and feel good about whatever the hell it was. And what it did was, like, really, really looking back, is it cost me credibility because people are like, oh God, here we go. We're going to freaking be wrestling over semantics and make no progress. So people avoided me. You ever been in that situation?
Yes, Jesse, it's the visual, and I'm sure some people have seen it, and it's like something you see on social media, but it's where people are stepping on other people to get to the top. Like that's like, it's the visual of are you like sacrificing relationships and connections and just the people around you to be able to get ahead or to go to that next step, not thinking about what you're leaving behind. That's what this conversation makes me think about, because I there's a filter that I try to use in most conversations with people. Is it necessary? Is it honest and true? And is it kind?
Yeah.
And if that's my filter, and like there's times where it's like, if it's not those things, then I just don't need to say it. And it doesn't hurt anybody. Like, it doesn't hurt anybody for me not saying something. And that's, I believe that.
But it takes discipline, right? I mean, like, it really does take discipline to not to hold back on going hard at the thing. Because we want to win. So we're going to dive into it. Christopher says the silver fox stripes. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Don't feed him. Don't feed him. He doesn't need anything extra.
Come on. They like it. And Edmund's coming in hard. He says, in building true and lasting relationships, it's important not to get so used to being right. Profitable and progress-filled relationships in the marketplace that I have seen over the years are best sustained by sticking to building towards your common goals, shared goals. And so, I mean, there's another point. I haven't even put the first question up, but like, it's more important to have a shared goal, a shared target, and do whatever's necessary to get there. We often have shared goals and shared targets with our team members, our family, whatever, but we got to be right on stuff. And then it diverts us or gets us off on an exit ramp that we had not planned to, because we just want to win the thing. It's like, wait a minute, dummy, we're going in the same direction. Like, it's fine. Like, just let it run. So, oh man. So thank you, Edmund. That was perfect. Yes. So should we hit him with the first question?
Yes. First question.
Who do you believe is not giving you the opportunity you deserve? Where's that question coming from, Jen? This question is for folks out there in the Omniverse. So drop your comments in there, or maybe questions or insights on it, but let us know where you're at with it. But give us some context, Jen.
Of course. So again, I want you to think about where you are, your position, all of the things, your career, all the things. It doesn't matter where you are on your career path. Who's the who right now that's keeping you either where you're at? You can't move, you can't grow, you can't advance, or there's somebody, and we know, we've been in conversations where there's somebody that's out to get me, or somebody that's keeping me from being able to do something. They're stopping me. They don't trust me. They don't believe in me. They're sabotaging my career. They want my job. Those type of things. Who's the who? And that's our ask of you is think about that. And again, if you don't want to put their name, you can put my boss or my coworker. It doesn't matter. Like, we're not asking for all of that, the details, if you don't want to give them, but it's like, who is that person that in your mind is keeping you from what's next?
Oh man, look at that. We already got some people. They ain't even hesitate. Ms. Lucery, welcome back. She says, myself. Holy moly. And then we got another one, Mr. Jim says,
this is the right time for you today.
This is some high ownership people today. Jackie says, yes, we're going in the same direction. When others win, it doesn't take away from us. So and that's the thing, right? It's not a zero-sum game. If you win and I got to take a back seat, it's fine.
Yes, we're not running a dang track race.
Right.
I mean,
as one grows, we all grow. Oh, here, I love Sarah's answer because me and her have the same problem. She says, all the people that don't understand my awesomeness. But I took hold of my own destiny. Amen. Oh man, we got a bunch of them. Jackie says, for my full-time job, my funders are holding us back. For my side hustle, it's all on me. So I hold myself back when I'm not working harder. Okay. Extremely so there's kind of a dichotomy there, right? Outside in this other entity or situation, there are some people, but inside, like it's all me. 10-4. So do you remember a time, Jen, when you felt like somebody else was holding you back, not giving you the opportunity?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you like me to talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
So early in my career, I think part of it was the predetermined things, the things that were already established, and we're in construction. So there's a lot of things that are already established or things that were created based on historical, things that have happened in the backgrounds, experiences, stuff like that. Here's the path. Here's what your opportunities are. And there's nothing wrong with that. That just is kind of like a normal scenario. And I'm just not a normal scenario person. I mean, there's the things that I do and the way my brain works. Because it didn't fit what I saw or where I was blaming the system.
Yes.
I was blaming the people that created the system and the people that were opening up doors when they were right, or they were giving me opportunities based on how I was performing. We know those things. We know that that's a normal way of a lot of systems working. And I was frustrated and irritated and aggravated because those people weren't doing it the right way. And I got to and poor you got to listen to a lot of things that I was complaining about, or I was upset with some person or something or something. And so for a while, that is where my headspace was, is because they don't get it.
Yes.
And through a lot of self-reflection and being around people that ask a lot of really good questions, I was able to realize that sometimes people can't give you a path that they don't know.
Yep.
And for me, it was just, I was looking and seeing things that didn't exist. And that's scary when you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to work. You don't know where it's going to end. You have no idea. You don't know. And absolutely, the people that possibly could give you that opportunity definitely don't know. And so I had to navigate what does that look like? But also, how am I communicating that? How am I taking baby steps towards it? How am I helping them understand that this is what it could be? I think we forget that part.
I'm going to go a step further, Jen. I don't think we forget it. It's hard to understand it.
Okay, that part too. Yes.
But if I have, now I can forget it because I understand it. I've seen it and I've navigated it. Mm-hmm. But I know that there's a bunch of people out there, because I was there, you were there, that see a different future, and you see the path to get there.
Yeah.
And it feels like they are in the way. They don't want it. They're blocking you.
They're stopping you.
Yeah, they're against you. But the reality is because you're seeing 10, 15, 20 steps down the road, and you're talking to them about step 20.
Yes.
They don't even understand what the hell step, bro, how the hell did you get over there? Come on back. And so figuring out, I think that's the trick, right? Is figuring out okay, I see this thing and I have an idea that it's going to take all of these steps to make that happen. The real question is, how do I get the people that I need, right, to contribute to that? What's the first step I need to visualize for them? Mm-hmm. And then after I visualize it, so they can say like, okay, let's give it a shot, right? Then I got to actualize it and deliver an experience that they can latch onto. And then they're like, oh, that's what you were talking about. I believe in it now. What's the next step? Mm-hmm. Instead of taking them to step 20 all the time or overcorrecting and micromanaging right here before we even start, because they need to see the final vision. It's like, no, you need to see the final vision. You need to help them understand step one.
And that's what brings this back to the topic today of,
yeah,
you can be right and it's still not help you.
Yes. And like overarching, it's self-sabotage.
Yes.
Because we're not even aware. Like I'll say it this way. When I'm in that state, and because I was always in that state, now fewer times, I'm only thinking about my perspective and taking into account, or rather, I'm ignoring everybody else's. Like, they haven't been obsessing about the shit like I have, and I'm ignoring that fact. And by ignoring it, I am sabotaging myself. Yes. Like, I'm right. You said something that I want to peel on a little bit. Yes. The right way. And then we got some good comments.
Okay.
Good actionable stuff. This idea of the right way. What's the right way to do lean? What's the right way to do change, man? What's the right way? And I know nobody likes this answer, but for me, there is no one right way. Nope. There is only the way you do it. Right? Like, straight up, period. And getting hooked or locked into the right way adds a tremendous amount of workload, not just for you as the change agent, if you will, but for everybody else. Because here's the thing with this idea of the right way. That is 100% relative. Everybody has the right way to make beans. Everybody has the right way to clean the living room. And it means something entirely different to every single damn person. I'll give you an example. It's a real anal example, but it's how I did it. Back in the day when I used to like do real work and install plumbing, I built the habit when I install my pipe, whatever it was, sanitary, domestic water, I would make sure the letters on all the pipe read in the same direction, left to right. And so it looked real neat. And like on, we'll say no hub cast iron, and make sure all the no hub bands had like the bolt, the nuts to tighten them up. They were all like in the same position. So it looked really great, right? Same thing with copper. I had the right way, which was really
for the plumbing behind the walls.
For the plumbing behind the walls that nobody's going to see.
I just want to make
sure. You smell what I'm cooking. And so then when I became a foreman, I would make my crew redo their work to make sure the letters all matched up and the no hub bands. What do you think happened, Jen?
Well, I don't think they bought into it as much as you did.
No, they hated it and my argument was, this is the right way to do it. According to who? According to me. The specs didn't require it. The inspection didn't require it. It was a Jesseism. And so not only did I piss everybody off and waste a lot of time focusing energy on that crap that nobody cared about, it also cost me money. Like the rework was costing us real money. And I know that's kind of a generic example, maybe a basic example, but that's what happens when we get fixated on the right way. Mm-hmm. So here's the writer downer. The shift that I've made that's helped me with stuff like that, right? Is instead of like, what's the right way? What's the intended outcome? The intended outcome is to put in a system that can be tested, holds water, and gets covered up, right? Like, that's the intended outcome. All the other bullshit, all that other stuff, it's not important. Mm-hmm. And so now let's go fast forward into leading change and leading teams and developing people. The real question is, what is the intended outcome? If we're on that path to achieving the intended outcome, the right way is one of those things that if you hyperfixate on, you are self-sabotaging. You're making it harder for you and everybody else than necessary. What do you
And you're
think,
halting
Jen?
progress. And you're halting
Yeah.
progress. Like if progress is what we're trying to do, which I think we agree, you're halting progress by trying to make it be exactly what you want, what you see.
Yes, yes, yes. We're not going to talk about loading the dishwasher. I'll give everybody a pass on that one. So look, Edmund, I'm not the only one out here. Even Edmund's been there. He says, there was a time in my life when I was thinking it was every other person and happenings and many external stuffs. But personal growth helped me realize I was the first person stopping myself. And he's glad he's moved on. I'm glad you moved
You're glad
on.
I moved out of the way.
Yeah. Christopher Johnson, these are some good like lenses to look through it, right? Preconceived static impression biases versus new norm opportunistic future state. Like that is the reality of what we're wrestling with all the time is the current condition, status quo, and the friction it takes to get to the future of whatever we see, the opportunistic future state. And so being aware of maybe this will help some people. Like there was a time when I believed that the reason people weren't buying in or trying the thing was because they didn't like me. And that's not possible. Everybody loves me, Jen. What it was is people don't like change. And I represented change. And so my ideas were all about reconfiguring, challenging their stuff, like their comfort zone. And it felt like they didn't like me. And because I was internalizing it, I was in my own damn way.
I want to add to that. I want to add to that.
Yeah.
I want to dig a little deeper with that is the right way. I want to dig a little deeper. And your example is a great one and sometimes you're just not the right person. And that's not an attack on you. And I want to use you and I, Jesse, as an example is if I'm in a space and we're in change management, we're in continuous improvement, we're in this lean space. Okay. We both have very, very similar values and what's important to us. I mean, again, there's a lot of things that are aligned. Okay. So if I present something to somebody or I say, here's a proposal and here's a plan, and they don't like it, they don't agree with it, they don't think that's the right way, I may just not be the right person. And that's
Yes.
not an attack on me. You and I, we have similarities, but we also do things a little bit different. It may be Jesse. And so one, maybe you're just not the right person. Are you in a place comfortable enough and, secure enough to go, you know what? I know the big picture. I know the outcome we're trying to get. Let me loop Jesse in and see if Jesse's the right person. Like that's next level. That's like leveling up leadership right there.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, we just had an awesome alignment session with Dynaten, and again, it's one of those things like the self-sabotage. We get in our way. I got to be right. I'm right, but you're still losing. And it's like, okay, everybody in the room are ballers, right? They got a lot of influence. They got decision-making authority. Like they got budget responsibility, like serious business. And so sure, absolutely. We need them to carry the message forward, right? We need them carry the message, support, contribute to the transformation. But the teams, the installers, the foremen, the superintendents, it means it has coming from that group has this much influence compared to coming from their peers. Mm-hmm. Their peers have way more influence. Like you'll have greater results when the message starts coming from some of their peers. So then the question is, how do you do that? And, focus on the early adopters and all that. But you're right, Jen. Sometimes we are not the best source for the information or the communication, and that's okay. It could be somebody else they have a better affinity with, and it will contribute to the mission. So sometimes you got to the right way. Sometimes this self-sabotage thing is a matter of like obsessive appetite for credit.
And to be the answer instead of let them be, let them figure it out. Let somebody else take, not even take the credit. Let someone else get them where they need to go because the end game is the same.
100%. And that's hard, right? Especially
Yes, it
me. I like
is.
to be center of attention. I like to hear my name, see my name
Well,
up in like.
I mean, specifically when I have to hang around with you, because then it's like I'm like chopped liver.
All right. So let's go to the comments, because we got some
Okay.
good. Ms. Lucery is bringing, and I'm going to meet her in person at
I know.
Connect. She says, learning the other side's language is important to get your ideas and points across. 100%, right? Like there's a lot there. Maybe we come back to that.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot there, but beautiful.
Yes.
Good, Rich, again. This is awesome, right? The tribe, of course, is people high ownership.
Way smarter than we are.
Yeah. It says, I believe yourself is you're the biggest culprit. You control your destiny. Amen. So here's a cheat code from Miss Lucery, which I agree 100%. And highly recommend this book, Extreme Ownership. After reading and applying the tools of extreme ownership, it transformed how I saw absolutely everything in my life. And I'm just going to say, y'all, if you haven't read it yet, or rather, when you read it, and if your first instinct is to say, these people should read the book, you need to read it again.
Yes.
You missed the freaking point, man. You know how many people I've been with that they read the book like, oh man, this is great. I wish my team, like, damn it, you got to do it again. You missed the point, man. Because it really is. I mean, the question I ask is, what is my contribution to the outcome? Right. Sean, we got to quote the ever wise Sean Moran, who coined the idea of we are absolutely at least 1% of every problem that we're dealing with. And I can do something about the 1%. Most of the time, I'm way more than just 1%. But the idea, the justified version of or summary of extreme ownership is, what is my contribution, and what am I going to do to change and adjust my contribution to the thing to change the outcome, instead of sitting back, crying, pissing and moaning and blaming everybody else.
So I want to add to that, based on your comment about extreme ownership, is whether it's a video, an article, a book, it doesn't matter. I'm going to challenge you that when you do read something or you do learn something, before you share it with the world and before you tell everybody else what they need to do, think about what you just did and how it can unlearn something that you were doing. How it can undo something, because we're real good at, like, we see something, oh, we need to, this is like, we're focusing on this. Stop and think about it. What lenses that, what got pulled back because of this? What am I now doing differently, or what do I need to do differently now because of what I just learned? If your first thought, just like Jesse said, is, ooh, I need to recommend this. Ooh, I need to tell somebody that this will help them. Then go back and reread it, because, like, make it be, how can this help me? And I tell this to my kids all the time. What is in your circle of control? And as much as you want to think that you can control the people around you, even your teenage daughters, you are the only person that can control what's in you, and they get to make the choices for everything else. So what are you doing based on what you're learning that helps you show up differently?
100%. And I'll also add, because I've tortured you with this. If you're going to recommend a book to me, I am going to ask you, what did you apply from this, and what did you learn from applying from what you read? If you can't answer that, I ain't reading the damn book.
And make sure you've read the book. Not the cliff notes, not the first chapter. Like, make sure you've read the book before you ever recommend anything to Jesse.
Yeah, like put the thing to work, right? Like, I want to know, how did it change the way you serve?
Yes.
Or how did it impact the way you serve? And then I might read it.
Yep.
If it's just, it was a good book, like, man, I got Netflix. I'd rather watch Netflix and read some stupid book that you think I might like. All right. So Edmund says this, which is, I love it. The quote is, your why can always be sustained by many different hows.
Ooh, I like that.
Right. And we also, you and I know, Jen, and the No BS Tribe is proof of it, is when you invite people in, amazing and magical things can happen. But if you're so stuck on the right way, the only way, you suffocate whatever is actually possible.
Don't
Then
invite
we got
people in just so you can add to the people you like to argue with.
yes, yes.
I mean, if you're not in a
Yes.
place of listening and receiving, like, don't invite other people in. Like, be where you are, do what you're doing, but if you're going to start saying, hey, I need your advice, I need your feedback, hey, I want you, whatever. I mean, be willing to change, be willing to listen. And I had to go through this a little bit with Jesse. There was something that, like, it was just, I was noodling on, but also it would just continue to aggravate me, and I would continue to share and share. And finally, Jesse was just like you can keep sharing this stuff with me, or you can, like, let it not be an issue. And, like, I had to make that decision. Like, again, he was listening. I appreciate you, but also I just let it continue to bother me when, like, okay, what could I do? Yes. I could just not let it be an issue anymore. And it like changed the game, because then I wasn't spending mental energy on it anymore.
Yes. The fastest way to solve any problem is decide it's not a problem. Yes. Move on, because we got chingos of problems. Like, yes. Come on, keep on going, keep on going. All right, so let's go to the next question.
Okay.
Ooh. Who benefits from you staying exactly where you are? And Jen, I feel like this question is kind of a trick question.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's easy to point to the external, right? Like, it really is. I'll give you an example. I've been in a lot of amazing relationships, and I've been in some bad ones that just sucked the life out of me. And looking back before and after those relationships, like, there's no freaking way I would tolerate that. And if it was one of my friends going through that situation, I would say, you need to get the hell out. Like, that, this is your lesser version of yourself. You're not showing up, all the things. But I was in it, and I stayed in it and continued to try to win the relationship. Nobody was technically, from one perspective, nobody was benefiting from it, from me staying exactly where I was. But when I looked a little deeper, I was benefiting from it. Like, it was kind of a sick, twisted, unhealthy benefit. But what was the benefit? Well, I got to win more arguments. I got to stay comfortable. I wasn't going to die alone. Like, all these weird things that were not helping anybody, except for the benefit for me was comfortable, predictable, right? Like, even though it was chaos, it was still a situation or conditions that didn't require me to change, learn, or grow. As long as I stayed in that miserable, stinky situation. What do you think about that, Jen? Am I just
yes, and we do that. Every one of us, and even if we don't own it, we do it. And Sarah's out there somewhere, so I'd love to get her feedback on this as well. But it's that comfort zone. It's who benefits, and we can blame everyone else on, like, they're keeping me back. Believe it or not, even if they're not doing it consciously. Like, if you grow and you do better, it's going to help them. Like, it's just one of those things that, like, reciprocally, that's what happens. So you can blame them because maybe they have the power and they have the control in your mind. But, like, I'm gonna even reword this a little bit. You're staying small because playing bigger is scary.
Ooh.
Playing bigger is very uncomfortable because you don't know the outcome. You don't know what's about to happen. And we stay small, like you said, and that we're comfortable. We stay somewhere, even though we are unhappy, and we like to complain, and we like to say the things we want to say, because it's comfortable to be able to, like the devil, versus the devil. It's like one of those things where at least I know right now who I can point at and who I can blame and why I'm not getting what I want. And I mean, it's a comfort place. And to get out of that, and to, again, it's scary, it's uncomfortable, and you don't know how it's going to end. Like anything you do, you got an idea. If you don't know how it's going to end, like that's a chance you're taking. And we are very good at, shaping, and we know where we want to be and what we want to do. And when we don't know that path, we kind of like, we back up a little bit. We maybe don't push, we don't challenge, we don't ask questions. And then we blame the people that aren't paving the path.
Yes. And I'm going to add, like, I know, and it was beautiful. We had a lot of folks so far in the comments talk about, like, me, I'm the one that's in my own way, right? And who benefits from you saying, we've got comments coming in, which is beautiful. But there is a reality. There are situations, again, like I talked about the relationships. It's the same in jobs, working with different companies, different leaders, different teams, where they are in your own, like they're in your friggin' way. They're going to step on you. They're going to push you down. That does happen. So I want to make sure people out, I'm not in like, I don't have the rose colored glasses on, like for real. There are situations and conditions that we're in that are not healthy for us.
Yes.
But back to this question, who benefits, right? Like we, or maybe that person you care about out there is in a bad situation, and they're in a bad situation. They are getting some kind of benefit from it. They gotta be, otherwise they would leave. And so sometimes, again, the overarching question or thought is you can be right and still lose. Me staying in those bad situations, those bad relationships, gave me a scapegoat. I could blame her. Well, I'm not working out anymore because she gets super, super jealous. I'm not going to night school because she gets super, super jealous, or because she spends so much money, I can't make this investment. It gave me the perfect out to not grow. Same thing if I was like had a job and I wasn't a bad team or a bad leader. I'm not growing because all of those things could be true. But the reality is, the benefit of me staying there and staying small was I had somebody to blame, and I had data to back it up. I still lost, right? Like I was right. They sucked. And I still lost because for that period of time, years, I stayed in the same space, same spot. I did not serve to any greater degree. I didn't grow. I didn't learn. And so I was right. And I could say they were benefiting from me from staying where I was, but the truth was, so was I.
Yes.
And hopefully, what do you think?
I want to add specifically to what you're saying is, those of you that are out there, and only because I've been there and I've experienced this, if the reason you're staying small is because, well, my bills are being paid and they're giving me the opportunity, and they've invested in me. And again, those are things that are all true. So I'm not negating any of that. But if you are allowing yourself to stay small and not do big things to justify that you got money in the bank, or you're justifying that, well, they did give me these opportunities. You were also a part of all those things. You were also the person that was doing the work. You were also, so it's like we get so caught up sometimes. And again, I love the company I work for. So it's not dogging companies, but maybe it's not the right person. Maybe it's not the right company. And
yes,
that doesn't mean there's not another opportunity out there. It's scary to go, Sarah, I don't know what's out there, but I'm about to find out. Like, it's scary, but also it could open up things that you couldn't even imagine.
100%. And it's scary. So we got Mr. Mario coming in for the 512. What's up, big dog? Goodrich, and this is true, right? So Goodrich says your competition benefits from staying exactly where you are.
Yes,
I agree.
Yes, and they also get better when you don't stay where you are.
Yes.
So like
Yes.
it also helps them, like, yes, they benefit from you from that, but they all by you, I mean, by you doing what you do, it also makes them have to do better also. So it also
100%.
like it goes both ways.
Yeah. And, like important point, right? And you and I, luckily, the community, the construction community that we're a part of, we share, even
Yes.
amongst competitors, right? We share with our competitors and all the things which not sharing feels like the right thing to do, right? Or the prudent thing to do, because then your competition is going to catch up. But the truth is, when you continue growing, like you're already ahead of them on doing the thing, whatever it is that you're doing, you give them the playbook. It's like they still have to navigate the freaking human dynamics of all that bullshit. So they are not going to catch up to you unless you stop growing.
Yep.
Right. And so back to Goodrich's point is like your competition benefits from you staying the same. What I'm going to like add to what your point is, and as you grow, you make them better. And by sharing, that's a little extra fuel for you to continue to grow and serve in more meaningful ways so that you can stay ahead of them. But if you stay in the same spot, right? Like, oh, I'm not getting conversion, I'm not getting deals because my competition is getting them. Okay, that's true. But are you going to piss and moan and blame it on them, or are you going to change and like step up and play a different game? This is really where we need to get. That's we'll say use it as fuel, use it as momentum.
When I've stopped, I learned a long time ago. Yes, there's competition out there, and that's like from when we were little. Oh well, whatever. When we were little, like there's always going to be competition in everything we do. Okay, but I don't. Unless I'm wrong, I don't know if there's one company out there that's doing all the work. Like, nobody. I don't care if you're a trade. I don't care if you're a healthcare leader. I don't care if you're a designer. I don't care if you're a GC. I don't care if you're a consultant. There's not one person that does all the work. So like the competitor piece of blaming competitors and it's this and it's that, like it does. You can share everything. And because of the human dynamic, like you said, it's never going to be the same in two different spots.
No.
Project that is here's a project, and here's it's not even going to be in the same piece of land. So like if it's the exact same plans, it's a team that's similar, everything, it's still never going to be the same. And if you can like get rid of that stuff of like, it doesn't matter. You get to create your destiny. And I think someone even said like you get to create that, then like all that other stuff is just out there. It's just white noise.
Yes. Yeah. Nobody can handle all the work.
No.
Like even if you like, come on, for real. If you got all the work that you're afraid your competitor gets, your systems would implode because no one is capable of handling all the work.
Right.
Which good, Mr. Joshua McMahon. What's up, Mr. Josh? He says, an abundance mindset will set you free. There's plenty of work for everyone, and good competition makes us all better. 10-4.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Mario, again, bringing the reality, he says, it's scary like going through a hurricane, right? When you step up and start changing your conditions and making decisions. But if you ride it, the sun will shine again. Speaking from experience, and he's been in the hurricane. So brother, I love hearing it that you're in the sunshine now, because it's going to happen. Getting out of your comfort zone, making decisions that are about you, honoring yourself, making yourself a priority is scary. And it's not like, sorry y'all, but it ain't smooth. Sometimes it is, but most of the times it's bumpy and rocky. Yeah. But on the other side of it is some massive growth, some massive self-awareness, and you'll be able to contribute in more meaningful ways to the people around you.
And it goes back to and the more you have the right people around you,
yes,
the more people that are helping you anchor while you're riding through those storms.
100%. 100%. Look at this. Ms. Luzery says, if you don't have competition, then you are really not making an impact.
What is it? It's if you're the smartest person in the room, like you're in the wrong room.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep,
if
100%.
you're not somewhere that you're not getting challenged and you're not getting questioned and someone's not asking you and pushing you and challenging you, you're not in the right place.
You got to go get in a bigger pool, man. Stop slacking. Just you're beating JV. You're all-star on JV. Come on, man. Like picking on them. Savarna Kotha says, hi, hello. Thank you for commenting. You just got thrown into the randomizer. It's a reminder, y'all. We got 10 minutes till we do the randomizer pick. If you drop a thumbs up, especially the lurkers out there. If you're out there, I know you're all about personal development and having a massive impact to leave the construction industry better than you found it. You want a pass to the emotional bungee jumpers and the cultivation crew. So drop a comment, drop an emoji. That'll get you in the dealie. Should we go to the next question, Jen?
Yes.
Oh, wait. So while we do that, man, Lucy, she's bringing
it. She's dropping it.
All right. Third question. I think we've touched on this, but just in case you missed it, what does your self-sabotage look like?
I think we're asking this to you. So like right now we've kind of broken down some of the barriers. We've kind of started pulling the curtain back on like you're starting to self-reflect and realize like, it may be me. I may be doing some stuff that's keeping me from what I could do. So now that you're in that mindset, what are some things you're doing? What are some choices you're making or not making that are keeping you like you're kind of like sabotaging the things that could be next? What is that? What are those things right now?
Yes.
Decisions or decisions, like one or the other. What are those things that you're doing?
Well, and as they're thinking about it, Jen, I want to point out like that self-sabotage will transform. It doesn't stay the same. Like for me, early on was I had to be right. I had to win every argument. I had to make sure you could recite the thing exactly the way I wanted you to, right? And like all the things. So I would get in my own way. I had to get all the credit. Then from there, I was like, okay, I'm going to let go of it. But I had to be getting the credit. So my need and appetite for that recognition or affirmation, whatever it was, would get in my way. Today, my self-sabotage is chasing too many ideas at the same time.
I'm going to agree. That is what self-sabotages you.
I get an idea. I get excited about doing collaborations with people. I get invited to a lot of opportunities and I want to play and I want to do things. And I have another random idea like, I can build this. But I got to choose. I know this guy that teaches this time management workshop and he tells people like, you got to pick, like you can do it all. You just can't do it all right now. You got to pick what you're going to do first. And I should probably practice what he's been teaching, huh, Jen?
My self-sabotage, it's kind of this tightrope. And I'm going to explain it why. My self-sabotage is going so fast that I don't stop and take a moment to assess what's working and what's not. And I say it's a tightrope because we also believe like, just do it, just go, just make it exist. You can make it better later. Like, don't wait so long and get in your head and overthink it that you're keeping progress from happening. That's a weird place because it's like, I want to go. I don't want to halt things. But I also know because you and I, we implement and we have a lot of change happening a lot that we also have to like stop and allow it to settle and allow it to be. And so that we can make improvements, so that we can see if it's working or not. That is where I self-sabotage and I have to like slow down because slow down is usually a default for people. It is not my default.
Right. You go faster.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that. I want to point out it's like two frameworks that I use to help me see it and then manage it. Right. One is when you're deploying change and whatever, naturally we want to go fast and make it all happen and meet the timelines and milestones. But there's a tremendous amount of value in letting that first phase of change stabilize, right? Because we already know, right? You introduce change, performance drops, irritation goes up. We get comfortable with it. We get good, and then performance improves. And you can, like, if you don't give it time to stabilize and you just keep introducing change and change and change, we wear people out, man. Like you and I, Jen, we could go 100 miles an hour.
Yes.
But we end up, people are like, what the hell? I mean, I get on like, Jess, what the hell are you doing now? It's like, well, it's kind of the same thing. Like, no, it's not. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, because my rate of change is different than other people. And so we absolutely have to give it time to stabilize, for other people's situation to stabilize, and then introduce the next change. So that's one thing there. You need to like bake in a stabilization period. Second thing, and this is more like an introspective internal thing, is when you're out there making changes, right? Like Mario, I love this analogy. Mario says is, how would a turtle feel without its shell? Imagine that feeling in a human. Pretty visual, right? Easy to think about that. So when you're out there like making changes around yourself, personal growth, having different impact, serving bigger, like just having major impact, what ends up happening is you just ran out of your damn shell. And what that really means is the conditions have changed. And so pausing as an individual, you and I've talked about this, Jen, is like, okay, things are kind of weird and wonky out. I'm going, but like, why are they looking at me differently? Why am I getting these things? It's because the conditions have changed, meaning you have changed so dramatically that people around you see you differently and interact with you differently. And if you don't pause to understand that and evaluate how have the conditions changed, you're going to continue operating the way you always did, which is not bad, but you're going to be missing some juicy stuff, some like the gravy, that extra gravy on the patty. You're going to miss it because you could have leveraged something that you weren't, but you can't if you're not aware of it. So you got to really, I have to remind myself, like, okay, I've done all of these things. There's signals that are indicating like people see me differently, people treat me differently. What's changed? Like, obviously something has changed. Let me understand it so that I can lean more towards it. Or, ooh, that's not the direction I want people to go with this. And maybe I can course correct and get back on the path. Is that too complicated?
No. And I have a cheat code for that. And and it summarizes a lot of the things for me when I'm in a room and I'm just going, read the room.
Yes.
Read the room. And it doesn't matter if it's a phone call, if it's a virtual meeting, if it's a job site, read the room.
100%.
Read the room, you have to stop and you have to pause and you have to pay attention to what's going on. And if I'm in the middle of something and I just rolled it out and I'm challenging them to do whatever, I have to take a moment and I have to read the room and I have to watch and see where the engagement is, where the disengagement is, where the arms are crossed, where people are leaning forward. Like, read the room, because you're getting way more people looking glassy-eyed and confused and, they're frustrated. You got to stop. You got to stop whatever you're doing and assess and maybe even recalibrate, because just if you and I have learned anything, it's that like you can plan to not have a plan. Like, because if you think you got it all figured out, you have the agenda, here's the checklist, we're going to do all this, and then we're going to be great. And you're the one that created the agenda, and you're the one that is driving the agenda, and you're the one that needs to make sure you check off the agenda. It's going to be a disaster.
Yes.
Like, you've got to have flex in there to where, and just like our questions, we usually have 4 or 5 questions. Sometimes we've gotten to 1, sometimes we've gotten to 2. We don't know how it's going to go. Read the room. And on this live stream, we focus a lot on the comments and what comes in and how the conversations go. And that changes the direction of the things we're talking about.
Yeah. And Christopher, another framework, small ball versus big picture. Don't eat the whole elephant at once, but don't lose sight of it. Mm-hmm. Right. So hopefully that'll give some people some context to like do something with it. Now, the question we asked is, what does your self-sabotage look like? And we got some pretty courageous answers. Ms. Losery says imposter syndrome.
Yep. Been there, done that.
And Miss Lucia, I don't know if this will help you, but I have decided to believe that I am always an imposter, and that's a good thing, because there is a world that I am working to create, to build, that doesn't exist yet.
Doesn't exist.
In order for me to make that damn thing happen, I got to pretend like it does. So I am impostering on purpose.
Nice.
I don't know if that helps you, but that's just what it is. And then we got Goodrich says procrastination. We all have self-doubt. We all have hurdles, but delaying them is the biggest sabotage. We got any procrastinators out there? Yes. And he also comes with some advice, right? Like if jump the hurdle. The solve to procrastination is action. And there's a lot of times where I get caught up in like, because I'm thinking about how much work it's going to take and what if. Like the only way to know is to do the damn thing. And so it's a question I ask myself often, especially when I'm kind of stuck and spun up around the axle. It's like, okay, what's one step? What's one small thing I can do in that direction? And the super dumb example, because this is the thing I procrastinate on the most, washing dishes. I freaking hate washing. I need to hire somebody. But anyways, I don't like washing dishes. So what do? I just let them pile up until they get moldy and fuzzy. And then I got no more clean dishes, right? And then I got to spend, a lot of time washing dishes. And so when I'm in that state, and don't look in the kitchen today because that's the case, the question is, what's one thing I could do to like get this damn thing rolling? It's like, okay, I could start picking up all the dirty cups and plates in the room and take them to the kitchen. And the funny thing is so dumb. I do that. It's like, okay, I can let me, run the water or whatever. Like, okay, I'm just going to do that. I was like, okay, I'm going to fry some eggs. Like, well, I'll wash a couple of plates. And then that one little step starts this cascading event of making all the rest of the stuff happen. I know that's goofy, but it is a perfect example of one small action gets the momentum going on the thing that I've been procrastinating about. And it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be full commitment. It's just one small step. And then momentum happens. Yep. What do you think?
Yes. And it sometimes that small step seems like such a big, like sometimes it's just like, oh my, so then make it an even smaller step. Make it an even tiny, I'm going to do this one thing. I'm going to send this one email. I'm going to ask this one question. I'm going to pause for 30 seconds. Like it's the little tiny things that then, I can do that. And nothing happened. Okay, well, maybe now I can, it gets your brain rethinking things.
100%. And then we got Troublemaker from the DFW, Mr. Rodney. What's up, Rodney?
Yes.
He says his is being too gullible. That can happen sometimes, right? Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing that. Well, Janice,
believe in people. Like, again, I'm a trust first person. You already know that.
Right.
You don't need to earn my trust. I trust you. And because of that, I get burned a lot and I get hurt sometimes because I trust that people are going to do the right thing. They're going to be kind. They're going to take care of people. They're going to not lie. Like, I just trust that. Yep. And it kind of goes along with what in that end up, it can hurt me later, but I live a happier life because of it.
Yes. Yeah. Same. Trust first. And it's a simple rule. You get to take advantage of me once. And then after that, you're on the dead to me list. That's it. Like, I trust you. And when you prove that I shouldn't, you better believe I freaking won't. It's easy. All right. I think it's randomizer time.
It is randomizer time. Rodney got right in. Oh, Rob, I got right at the end. Both of them.
Just in time, Rodney. All right. Here we go. Time for the randomizer. Here we go. All right. Quick reminder, folks. You drop the comment emoji. You got your name thrown into the hat, and we're going to figure out who gets the free pass. Oh, Lucas Fish Guy. I love it. Lucas Fish Guy, I'm going to ask if you would try to find us on LinkedIn. Go to search No BS with Jen and Jess, and that'll get you. Make it easier for me to contact you because YouTube, it's harder for me to find people on YouTube than it is through LinkedIn because they don't, unless there is a DM thing, like maybe I'm just a goofball and don't know how to work it. anyways, we want to make sure we get you the pass so that you can come and hang out and we can have some fun. But congratulations, Lucas Fish Guy. We got some comments. Did I miss some comments here?
I think it's.
Oh, look, Mr. Rafa.
No.
What's going on, Mr. Franco? Says you guys are the best. No, you're the best, Rafael. Good to hear from you, my friend. Should we hit him with the?
Well, you can bring up the 100% Jennifer one because you brought the Jesse one up. You can at least give my comment, the one that.
Oh, I thought it was a typo. My bad.
You just like it to be about you.
All right, so let's slap some people across the face. If you wouldn't mind carrying it for a little bit, Jen, because I got to go and put out the link for the after party.
After party. So I'm going to hit the question in a minute, but what Jesse's about to do is after we finish the live stream in about 5 minutes, we then take a little bit of a break, like not very long enough to go to the bathroom and get your coffee and things like that. And then we invite you to jump on an after party. No video. You don't have to put your video on, but what it does is it allows you to talk. And so we are on a Google Meet. So it's one of those where you can just click the link, jump in, and then we all are just in one big forum, and we are continuing the conversations that happen here where Jesse and I do way more talking than anybody else. And we get to listen to you and some of your takeaways and the things that maybe you're dealing with and all of that. So that is the links that he's sharing. And you could probably find them on Jesse's page, on my page, on the No BS page, and then also links that are in the chat for this show that if you click it now, it'll take you over to another site. You can just wait to go there at 9:20 Central. So that's what he's doing. So, okay, now I'm going to hit the question. If no one handed you the opportunity, who would you have to become to create it yourself? And so I want you to think about that right now. If nobody said, here it is, let me move this out of your way. Here's the promotion. Here's the opportunity. Here's what I'm giving you next. If no one did that, who would you have to become for it to happen? And I think there are some people out there that are in this place in their life right now that's like no one's giving it to them. No one's paving the way. And yet they're still looking for what's next, what it could be. And so again, I'm going to ask you, if no one said, here's what's next for you, who would you have to become? What is one thing, one characteristic that you would have to own or you'd have to embrace to create that path yourself, to pave it yourself? And that's the challenge that we're putting out there for y'all right now as we wrap up. So Jesse, I think because we have a couple minutes, I see all the posts in there. Are you ready to chat? Or are you still tagging? Okay.
One more. I got one more to do.
Okay. And so I'll start. So if no one handed me whatever my next opportunity was, who would I need to become to create it? And I'm kind of in this weird space anyway right now of just really cool things happening in front of me and around me. And so what I need to become is I need to be able to own the impact that I'm having. And so that's, well, Jennifer, what does that have to do with you? Because the paths are happening. The paths are opening up. People are reaching out. I just need to own how I can influence what's happening. I need to own the body of work that I've done and what I could do for other people. And I think that's the big transition for me is there's things I've done and I've owned what I've done. But I haven't really owned what I could do for other people in that same space. Does that make sense?
Yes. It's easy to take account for the history of what we've contributed or accomplished. It's much more difficult to say, and here's some other amazing shit that I will do.
Yes. And believe it that I can do that for other people.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, while the tribe is still thinking of that question, for me, this is easy. but not clear, right? So for me, it's like, I got to become the promise I'm intended to be. What does that mean? Well, what it means for in Jesse land is sharing my gifts and talents in service to others, right? And so what I need to become or be, the person I need to be is a servant. I need to serve others and share my gifts and talents to help them either introduce them or escort them on their path, or help them break through some walls or doors that have been slammed in front of their face. Like, I have to be the person that serves, which is difficult because I'm a pretty damn selfish dude, right? I love me. And it's a little bit scary because, you know, I don't have certifications and degrees and all the things that says I can do this, except that I do know the people that have allowed me to speak into their life. I've had some pretty damn dramatic impact on some pretty damn influential people out there, like good, solid people. And so I have to keep focused. Like, I need to be in my servant's mindset, right? A selfish servant, so that I can do and create the things that I need and want in front of me. And the beautiful thing about that is the more I do that, the more impact more gifts I discovered. And the amount of impact I can have is like exponentially greater than what I could have even imagined. Like, it is profound. So anyways, I know that that's a little foggy, but that's where I'm at with it, Jen.
Well, and it makes sense to me because I've realized is credentials are for me. I hate to say that, but credentials aren't getting me in rooms. Credentials are not allowing people to all to go, I need to hear what she has to say. My personality and the way I show up and my honesty and the thing, my authenticity is what gets me in those rooms and gets people to listen to me. So I'm not saying credentials are bad because I have them. It's just, that's not the reason people invite me in. And so think about that.
Well, and that's another point, right? Like, social media, like I wonder, like, was that a compliment or was that a dig at me? Because people will tell me, like, dude, you're everywhere. I see you everywhere. I'm like, awesome. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Am I getting on their nerves? But the point being, to reinforce what you just said, right, is I don't have a lot of credentials. My criminal record is longer than all of my credentials combined, right? But because people have a sense of who I am and how I roll, it has opened doors that they're still telling, like, I just did that. Like, do they know who they brought into this freaking room? It's amazing. But again, so maybe that's the point or something for all you folks out there in the Omniverse to consider is, like, how do you help people know that you're there? Like, help your people find you, because everybody likes a different flavor. Everybody can't stand me, and that's okay. But some people have been looking for whatever this is. Wow. But if you're not, rather, when I started becoming super visible and sharing my thoughts and putting myself out there, is it uncomfortable? Like Mario said earlier, did I feel like I was out of my damn turtle shell? Hell yeah, I did. But guess what? Here we are 5 years into it. And it's been freaking amazing. Like, you just got to figure it out. You got to do it. Maria, oh, I love it. Miss Maria Martin, what's up, sister? I love this. Old keys don't open new doors. Where do you get the new keys? By changing, right? By letting go of having to be right, because you can be right and still lose.
And how long are you standing there with the key trying to make it work? And you're just
yes. Right, and jamming it and banging it and wiggling it. Like, bro, it's a different key, man. You need to go get some new skills.
Yes.
Oh man, awesome conversation, Jen. Is it time for the dance?
I think it's time for the dance. It is time for us to finish, and we'll see y'all in about 6 minutes at the after party.
Yeah.